I heard about the Braver Spaces training. Actually, there's been a new energy on campus, and so there has been a lot of talk about diversity. I happen to work in mental health, and my cohort and I, Nicole Borzaleka, we don't see diversity in mental health as something separate. Finding your place, being visible, being acknowledged is part of mental health. So it tends to be part of our programming anyway, but higher administration has been very supportive of our programming and also have included diversity of a lot of the initiatives. So when it went out that there was going to be this new great program for faculty and students to be trained, and specifically in LGBTQ diversity training, I said I'm all about it.
So I always believe in professional development, and so I believe that one should always do additional training for anything. And so for Braver Space training, when that came around, I thought it was a smart move. While I've been trained in LGBTQ things in the past, I thought 2019, there's just different things out there and you have to really stay current.
In public safety, we see a lot of people that are under stress, and it's important for my office to understand what the stress is. And you know, most of them understand money stress and family stress. Most of them don't understand the stress of transitioning or coming out to their families.
I wanted to take the Braver Spaces training because it's an opportunity to expand my own cultural lens, to expand beyond the knowledge that I have for making individuals feel that we have a level playing field, that they're included in the community that we're in, and just helping others to learn more as well.
One thing I learned in the training is how inadvertent words or actions could hurt somebody, such as using somebody's previous name or the wrong pronoun. Most of the people we deal with are emotional already, and just adding that extra piece can cause issues.
One of the things that I learned from the Braver Spaces, well, that actually stuck out to me, because I've done a lot of different diversity trainings, and so at some point you start to wonder, what am I going to learn now? I think it's realizing how much I didn't know. And I left with an impression that this was a safe place to say that and to do that. And absolutely things like vocabulary, also being able to think about different ways to support LGBT students on campus and even faculty members. How do you do that in a way that makes everybody feel safe, that you're not being confrontational? Also learning the history. That I think a lot of times that we take advantage, like, oh, I know, about this, and I was able to see things, and the facilitators were able to package it in a way that made sense to me, and it also made sense why I'm going to be doing that work on a college campus.
But what I appreciated the most was the opportunity to talk about, in particular, like pronouns, where everyone should be using their pronouns at this point.
Some of the case scenarios that we discuss and actually played out within the training were excellent. It allows you to participate in an event or an occurrence, a situation that you might not have thought of in the past. So this is new to you, and you never know when something's going to happen. You never know when a student's going to come to you and say, hey, I need help. It allowed us to find the words, the actions, and just the thought patterns to assist them more in playing it out with one another and getting other people's ideas.
I can understand the idea that people don't want to be forced to have a certain type of political view or a certain type of perspective on the world. But I also think that we can all agree that we all want to be seen, and that we don't want any part of our identity and our experience to be ignored. And so I think entering college, you are initially saying, or deciding to work for the school, you're initially saying that I want to make a world a much more inclusive place.
I think it's important for the college to have a Braver Spaces program because everybody needs a place where they can feel safe. Everybody needs a place where they can go and have somebody understand what their issues, what their problems are. And this offers that opportunity.
It's a part of our inclusivity process. It's a part of onboarding for students. It's a part of onboarding for any employee or human being. It's saying this is who we are. We are diverse.
I think everybody would benefit from the Braver Spaces training, Counselors probably in particular, because they're the front line personnel meeting brand new students. They're working with our continuing students. So I think it would help them to feel comfortable if they were to encounter an LGBTQI student, for them to feel comfortable using pronouns, to be using language that is inclusive and understanding, to show some empathy. Not that they're not doing that already, because our counselors are wonderful, but I do think it just provides a space for them to explore and to look into new ways of handling different populations.
The reaction of all our public safety officers were positive. They were very enthusiastic about the program. They were looking forward to the future programming so they could attend. Every one of our officers attended both sessions, so it's obvious that in the first session they were engaged and happy with it.
The training provided an opportunity for me to even reflect on my own identity, and so while there are times when I really I understand my privilege and my non-privilege at different times, my ethnicity is one particular that comes up, but in this case, I was also thinking about my socioeconomic status. It made me think of a lot of different things. So you could put all of that together, and so all of the privileges that one has or doesn't have. I just appreciated the opportunity to be self-reflective and to be reflective into who I am.
I would highly recommend the Braver Spaces training for colleagues. One of the reasons why is you get to really, first of all, you're in a room with a lot of other people who feel passionate about social justice and about diversity. So that's a great thing, and socializing with them outside of the classroom, outside of maybe the normal environment that you would be in. And honestly, you wouldn't even realize this, but it's actually fun.
I would recommend the training to everybody. An LGBTQ student can go anywhere. They go to admissions, they go to counseling, they go to the registrar, they go to the various offices. Obviously, they see faculty members, so everybody should have the opportunity to understand what their issues are.
I believe Suffolk County Community College should offer Braver Spaces training probably every year. I think that there are just different things happening and there are different movements happening. And so I think that offering this type of training provides us as educators the appropriate amount of professional development that we should be having on a regular basis.
The Braver Spaces training creates a welcoming environment for our students because it allows them to come to Suffolk Community College knowing that they're a part of the community, knowing that they can be accepted no matter what, that they have someone they can turn to if they have a concern or issue, and that's speaking to any and every issue that our students may have, because it's giving them the full college experience in the classroom, outside of the classroom, including studying abroad, that they feel I'm one of the sharks. I'm a Suffolk Community Shark, and I belong here, and we're all one. We're different, but we're all one. And I'm accepting, and I'm accepted, and that's important.